The knock on the Encino door came 4 days too late. By the time officers pushed inside on July 14, 2025, the air was thick with silence, heavy with a weight that seemed almost alive. Grocery bags, still partially unpacked, lay on the counter. A cell phone vibrated endlessly with unanswered calls from family, friends, and colleagues. And in the quiet, two bodies told a story that no one wanted to believe. Robin Kaye and Thomas Deluca had been brutally murdered. Before we dive in, smash like, subscribe to True Crime Decode, and hit the notification bell so you never miss the next shocking story. You'll want every detail as this case unfolds. Robin Kaye was not a household celebrity name, but for decades, she had been a quiet powerhouse behind one of America's most beloved television franchises, American Idol. She was the music supervisor who turned nervous, uncertain singers into stars. She had a reputation for being precise, meticulous, and endlessly patient. She would hum softly behind the scenes, suggesting a note here, a rhythm there, coaxing the best out of raw talent. People trusted her judgment implicitly, and many credited her with the launch of careers that would otherwise have faded into obscurity. Thomas Deluca, her husband of 12 years, was the opposite of her high-octane professional world. Calm, steady, and private, he preferred quiet evenings at home to the limelight, supporting Robin's career while keeping their personal life grounded. Together, they were the couple everyone admired, successful yet approachable, accomplished yet unpretentious. On July 10, 2025, their lives ended not because of who they were, but because someone else had the opportunity to enter their home. That Wednesday, Los Angeles simmered under an unrelenting July heat. Around 6 p.m., neighbors saw Robin and Thomas leave for what seemed like a routine grocery run. They waved to a neighbor, chatting casually about dinner plans, blissfully unaware that someone had already set his sights on them. Raymond Boodarian, 22, had entered their home through an unlocked side door. No motive, no grudge, no personal connection, just opportunity and a mind teetering on the edge. Armed with a Sig Sauer 9mm found in the bedroom, he waited for them to return. The confrontation was brief and brutal. Thomas was shot first, a single bullet to the chest, precise and fatal. Robin, facing the unimaginable, fought for her life but was struck repeatedly. In under 5 minutes, 2 vibrant lives were extinguished. No alarms were triggered, no neighbors heard anything. Their bodies remained undiscovered for 4 days, until a welfare check on July 14th revealed the horror. Officers who entered described a scene of surreal domesticity interrupted by violence. Grocery bags, a half-empty bottle of milk, a spilled box of cereal, a phone buzzing with missed calls from worried colleagues and friends. And in the middle of it all, 2 lifeless forms, Thomas near the doorway, Robin just a few feet beyond him. This was not a robbery gone wrong. The couple's valuables were untouched. The murder weapon and fingerprints were left behind. This was an act of pure, unmotivated violence, the kind that chills a city to its core. The LAPD moved quickly. Forensics combed the scene, noting every detail, the bullet trajectories, the blood spatter patterns, fingerprints on the kitchen counter and door handles. Surveillance footage from neighboring streets offered a blurry but critical clue. A young man in dark clothing and a hoodie approaching the home minutes before the murder. Fingerprint matches later confirmed his identity, Raymond Boodarian. The arrest followed swiftly. Officers discovered the Sig Sauer tucked under his mattress, clothing matching the grainy surveillance images, and traces of blood linking him directly to the crime scene. Yet he showed no remorse. Neighbors described him as erratic, paranoid, and socially withdrawn, a young man whose mental health struggles had gone untreated for years. Who was Raymond Boodarian? At 22, he had drifted between low-paying jobs and friends' couches. His record included minor brushes with the law, but nothing violent until that night. No one could explain why a stranger would choose Robin and Thomas, who had done nothing to harm him, as the targets of such ruthless execution. On August 20th, 2025, the arraignment brought the world's attention back to the courtroom. Reporters crowded the steps, cameras poised to capture a young man accused of a senseless double homicide. Raymond entered wearing a green, tear-resistant suicide prevention gown, his vacant stare unsettling everyone in the room. When asked to enter a plea, he did not respond. The judge, recognizing the potential mental instability, halted the arraignment and ordered a full competency evaluation. The next hearing was set for September 3rd, leaving the public and the victims' families in a tense waiting period. The deaths reverberated far beyond Encino. Former American Idol contestants took to social media to share memories of Robin. Her encouragement, her ability to calm nerves, her uncanny talent for knowing when a performer needed a nudge or a quiet word. Former colleagues remembered Thomas for his quiet humor, his generosity, his unwavering support of Robin. In death, they became symbols of what randomness and violence could steal from ordinary lives. Community conversations shifted too, focusing on mental health awareness, crime prevention, and personal safety. How had a young man's untreated struggles escalated to the point of murder? How could the justice system intervene when someone teetered on the brink? And how could a simple unlocked door turn a suburban home into a crime scene? Investigators continued to piece together the events, working tirelessly to reconstruct the minutes of July 10th. Forensics, confirmed ballistics, fiber evidence, and blood traces. Security camera footage was enhanced and analyzed frame by frame. Each piece of evidence was a step closer to understanding how a random act of violence had claimed 2 lives so quickly and efficiently. Meanwhile, the grieving families faced a long, painful journey through legal procedures, court evaluations, and the slow march of justice. Competency hearings are often drawn out, involving multiple assessments and treatment plans before a defendant can stand trial. Each day stretched the pain of those left behind, while the public watched and wondered how the system would balance mental health care with accountability. Robin's impact on the entertainment industry became more visible in the aftermath. A compilation of her career highlights circulated online, showing clips of contestants hitting perfect notes under her guidance. Her professionalism, her warmth, and her patience were highlighted repeatedly in posts, showing a side of her life that had remained largely private until her death. Thomas, too, was remembered in photographs, anecdotes, and messages of affection. Friends recalled his wit, his steady nature, and the small, everyday gestures that made a house a home. Together, their story was a reminder that ordinary lives, full of love and work, can be obliterated by chance and chaos. For Los Angeles, this case became a cautionary tale about randomness, security, and mental health. For the families, it was a nightmare unfolding in slow motion, a fight to see justice while processing grief. For the public, it was a shocking reminder that tragedy can strike anywhere, at any time, and that behind every headline is a human life, a family, a home. On July 10th, a door was left unlocked. By July 14th, the world had lost 2 people who had shaped music, nurtured talent, and lived quietly in the shadow of Hollywood's glare. And as detectives continue their work, the community waits for justice, for understanding, and for the day when Robin Kaye and Thomas Deluca are remembered, not for how they died, but for the lives they lived and the light they brought to the world. If this case grips you and you want updates on every court hearing, forensic discovery, and memorial tribute, smash like, subscribe to True Crime Decode, and ring the bell. Every detail counts, every story matters, and we'll be here to follow it all.